What's the crack, ladies and jelly spoons? Yeah, listening to the Discus Laria Collective podcast. I'm your host, Warren, here with Glenn and Daryl. So today what we're going to do is we're going to hit Fastlane predictions. Fastlane obviously is the last bump on the road to WrestleMania, as they say. So that's this Sunday. Before we get into that, though, real quick, just run over the Smackdown card from last night. Won't go in depth on everything. We'll just talk about what stood out to us last night. In terms of standout segments and moments, Big E and Apollo off the bat just stood out. It was a great kind of side-by-side, almost live via satellite thing that they did with the interviews. Apollo, again, still strong in that character, do you know what I mean? I understand the accent's jarring for some people, but it's actually really keep my interest now. I love this new Apollo. And Big E, obviously, the man can do no wrong right now. And they just chatted shit about each other for a bit, and then it evolved into Big E just being like, you know what, I'm not waiting for Sunday. Hopped in a golf cart, flew across the arena, and then they went to war a bit then backstage. So that was a great segment. I thought it was really good.
Cameraman riding absolute backseat. Was fucking brilliant. And although Big E nearly broke on the accent about a minute in, where he looked like he's going to start laughing, honestly, this is probably my favourite kind of way that the IC title picture has been for a long time now. So I'm really looking forward to that match.
Yeah.
I'm getting real Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar vibes off that, the way they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they ran to just fight. And then I was just saying to Warren, just before it, when they went to face off, like, I was expecting them to put Apollo as like the little chicken shit and like come up and then chase me, but he stood his ground and just two of them just went to town on each other. It's just class. Deadly saying still they're building them strong, they're not having them, they're building them weak. So
it's great to see him kind of still, as you said, stand his ground, still kind of play the strong man here. So that was class.
Two silverbacks going fucking ape, like
literally absolutely killing each other. And they're both huge as well, do you know what I mean? So to even have one of them back down wouldn't really sit right. So that's what's, as you said, like usually they do it. They always do a heel as a chicken shit lately. So that was great to see. Then we had another thing that stood out for me is Daniel Bryan's promo with Roman Reigns. I was only talking to Daryl about this there a minute ago. Just the delivery of the promo from both guys was just insane. It really did build a match to boiling point now at this stage. Like, I'm super excited for this match now at Fastlane, mainly because the part of the promo where Roman was like, "You don't tap me, I don't tap out," and then he's turned around. He's like, "I'd rather lose my arm than tap out, and I'd rather die in that ring than lose to the likes of you." And then Daniel Bryan then with a retort by saying, "Well, I don't want to kill you, but I'm gonna actually break it." And I was like, that's just powerful. That's what that is. Loved it. Loved it. As I said, sold that Fastlane match now. I am hooked.
Yeah, like this is something I'm buzzing for myself, and I will say very shortly, this is one to watch out for. If it leads to another triple threat, like Daniel Bryan excels in those anyway, but it's the right setup.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that's same. Yeah, hopefully it does go into a triple threat for Mania. I really did want it to just kind of stay at the singles, Edge versus Roman, but the way Daniel Bryan's been going, you have to be throwing him in there.
Yeah, you really did. Yeah, especially as they were saying, like he kind of thinks it could be his last Mania, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? Have that one big kind of final moment, and again, whether he wins, loses, or goes out injured or whatever they want to do with it, it doesn't matter. He's still involved, and he's played his part perfectly so far. Another then standout moment then was the main event, Edge versus Jey Uso. Winner becomes the special enforcer for the Fastlane match. This was savage. We are chatting about Edge's gear. It just looked class as well.
His new ring gear is beast.
Look whopper. And then, like, I think someone was posting on the internet saying the man's in his 40s doing Frankensteiners off the top rope, not a bother to him. He just looked at home. And what I loved about it is he played, especially at the start of the match, he played like that wily ring veteran when they did some shots off the rope, say, and you do the drop down and you usually do the leapfrog. Instead of like doing the leapfrog, he stepped around Jey Uso, dropped to the ground and got him in the crossface. It's just smart. You know what I mean? It was really good. The match itself, savage. Daniel Bryan on commentary again, bigging up that match now for Sunday. Just everything was perfect about it. And then Edge obviously picked up the win. So and then Roman still looked strong at the end by spearing the balls out of everyone. So can't complain.
I want to say something about the match itself, specifically with the caliber wrestler that you're dealing with. And, you know, like they love to talk around like best wrestler in the world and stuff. And usually that goes for the theatrics as to like the flippy shit or the unique offense type stuff. But as far as having like quality of life things that not every great wrestler will have, both of them sold their wear and tear injuries in that match to the T. And other than sometimes Daniel Bryan being a bit overzealous with his emphasizing of that type of thing, like, oh my God, his ribs, you know, maybe being a bit too much at times. The two lads, like Edge and Uso, for the shoulder and rib injuries respectively, it actually made the match for me, because I wasn't watching for the big moves and big spots. I was wondering how that's going to be utilized. Like at one point, like fucking Edge just does a ripcord right on Jey Uso and hammers him into the floor.
Yeah,
and that to me was like, oh shit, that's like a really smart way of like reversing that, like work on that weak shoulder. And then like that, Jey Uso did a stand up enziguri, but to the midsection.
Yeah,
little bits like that I thought were genius. Like I thought that was excellent storytelling.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was just smooth wrestling, and that kind of the whole thing that every wrestler should be able to work on the fly. You know what I mean? And obviously, it's supposed to be portraying a real fight here, so I think they did brilliantly there. Anyway, yeah. What do you think of it, Darryl?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, especially the way to end the show as well. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried with Edge going into it. I was like, whatever with Randy when he was fighting him, you know, it's someone that he's worked with. But with Jay, I was like, oh, how's this gonna pan out? But
yeah,
he hasn't missed a fucking step. Like it's just
no.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about him.
He's really good lately. Yeah, and you know, if I was wearing a hat, I'd tip it to him. He was whopper. And same with Jey Uso. He was great last night as well. But yeah, overall, SmackDown was actually really watchable last night. Easy to digest. Great show, start to finish. We're not going into the whole thing, so we'll just go on to the Fastlane predictions.
But here, before we go, honorable mention. I know we were saying it before, but oh my God, can't even remember his name.
Nakamura, is it?
Well, Otis, I was going to say Otis.
Yeah.
Because Otis, he looks fucking absolutely amazing. How he's dropped that stupid gimmick. The way they've taken the money in the bank off him and how he's kind of bounced back. He's dropped that stupid gimmick and now he's just like an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah.
And you could see him maybe in another year's time. You could actually, maybe he will be able to go for a title. You know, or even in that like kind of Big E kind of spot. He seems to be a lot more serious about his role now. So
he does.
Hopefully, that's gone. That whole stupid thing is gone now.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a rejuvenation lately anyway, yeah. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll move on to, I think, actually, you know, I thought there was going to be a tag team match added to this card after that, the kind of tag team scramble match they did last night. So you never know, they could announce it for the pre-show or something like that. Maybe have all the teams in it, or maybe just even whoever got the latest win, which would have been Otis and Chad Gable. But we'll see what happens there. But we'll just get on to the predictions part now. So Fastlane, there's 7 matches confirmed right now. 1 or 2 were added last night, but yeah, we'll go through them right now. So I'm just looking at it here on Wikipedia, so I just have them 1 to 7. First matches here is Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler defend the tag team championships against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. We won't go into kind of fancy booking and what we think will happen and this, that, and that. We'll just kind of touch on it. So I reckon it'll be Shayna and Jax will retain. I think it could be by maybe some sort of unscrupulous methods. I think there could be some sort of ref bump and the ref will be just like, oh, ring the bell, it's done, it'll get thrown out. Because you have, I think Sasha will turn on Bianca, and I think Nia and Shayna are at breaking point as well. So I think Reginald will get involved there, and the ref will call it off. But I think Nia and Shayna will continue being champions. That's my pick. I'll go with Glenn Force, I suppose, yeah.
Can't disagree with that logic. I'd say if we're not going to keep Sasha face, it's going to be exactly as you laid out.
Yeah.
I wish there could be something more exciting brought to the table, but at the same time, that's like, it's what you're going to do with the materials you have. I just hope that the match isn't a complete throwaway. I hope that for whatever action we do get, the girls are allowed to do their thing, because at least 3 out of 4 of them we know can fucking absolutely go. So it'd be interesting to see the shaky team, you know, dynamics that are going on there, but one of them being a faltering tag team and one of them being, well, 2 single stars about the feud over the big girl belt. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Nice one. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I think it'll end in a disqualification. I think Natalya and Tamina will get involved and cost Sasha and Bianca Belair
Yeah, it's a good show actually as well. Yeah, I forgot about them. They attacked last night as well. They jumped in. Yeah, makes sense actually. Yeah. Next match then, let me see. Big E defending his Intercontinental Championship against Apollo Crews. This one technically could go either way for me. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think Apollo Crews is gonna beat him and win the championship. Go with you, Glenn. Let's see.
Yeah, I think if they're going to pull the trigger on Apollo, now is the time. I think it sets up a hot swap and hot potato for the belt for a little while, and it gives scope to allow other people to enter the fold then after Mania. But I think the right decision here is put the belt on Apollo now, and then have the feud keep going. Let Big E take it off him at Mania, and then let the two of them fucking proper scrap for it. Like we were chatting about a couple of weeks back on an earlier episode. Between gimmick matches and other stuff, I think Fastlane's result should be Apollo wins through somewhat unscrupulous, maybe like an eye poke or fucking remove the turnbuckle spot or something like that, or one of his cronies comes down and distracts Big E so that it keeps the feud going. I don't think you should get the clean win at all, but I do think you should get the win and take the belt.
Nice one. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I think Apollo's going to take the win. Yeah. However, I don't know how he's going to take it, but I think he will take the win. I reckon, it'll go on to like a multi-man match at Mania then. I think he'll probably go over at that as well. I think he's going to have a great year after this. I think this is going to be...
Yeah, it makes sense as well. Like in the whole, like we always have kind of issues. Everyone has issues with WWE, the way they start building the star and then they don't do anything with them for a while. And straight away, that shine they lose that shine. Having with Retribution straight away, pretty much, you know what I mean? They don't pull the trigger on certain things and then you're booked to lose. So I think Apollo Crews win the title would be pretty cool. Another match that we have is, let me see, Nakamura and Seth Rollins. This was announced for last night. Or last night was announced, for Fastlane. I think this will be Seth Rollins. Again, I'd love to see Nakamura win, but I think it'll be Seth Rollins. What about you, Glenn?
I see Nakamura taking it to continue to build Rollins on his angry train, and maybe look to give him a W at Mania, just because he is still kind of the bigger of the main event talent that's in that mid-card spot at the minute. I think that in terms of how the feud was going with like Cesaro and that, I think it'd be all right to give other people the rub now and then have him fucking bring out the Rollins that we all know can go at Mania, save the good stuff for later. Yeah. Whether it's a clean win, I don't think. I think if Nakamura does take the W, it'll be some cheap shit, chicken shit heel move from Rollins somehow that will give it the win, or like that disqualification with the whole Cesaro thing still doing. So
yeah. What about you, Darryl?
I think Rollins will go over, but I think it'll be due to disqualification. I think Cesaro will get involved. He wasn't on SmackDown, I didn't see him anyway.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So I think he'll get involved and cost Seth the match, and maybe these guys, it could end up going into Mania, as I said, that multi-man match for the IC belt. Yeah,
it'd be class if they're all kind of throwing it. I think it'd be deadly because you have a few feuds in it as well. So I wouldn't really mind who wins this one, to be honest, as long as it kind of keeps a build going. Do you know what I mean? What else do we have? Let me see. Riddle defending his United States Championship against Mustafa Ali. Up until about 2 hours ago, I was convinced Mustafa Ali is going to win this as the shocker of the night kind of thing. And then I seen, what's his name? Dijakovic. He started teasing kind of a split on Twitter. And then Reckoning, which is Mia Yim, she also started teasing a split. They both changed their profile pictures on Twitter about 2 hours ago, I think, of like their faces normal, like Dijakovic, normal Mia Yim, and then like split from the Retribution mask. And then I think
he was growing that hair for a reason.
Exactly, yeah. Someone else said it as well on the internet. They were like, yeah, it seems that obviously they're teasing a breakup soon anyway, but I think it would be pretty cool if they all just hopped on Mustafa Ali. Like, for example, if he loses to Riddle and then there's a bit of a schmoz in the ring and they're like, you know what, fuck this guy, and they either hop on him or they all just walk away. Whatever happens, I'm happy anyway. I don't really mind who holds this belt right now. I like these two having this kind of feud. But yeah, I think now maybe Riddle will just retain. What about you, Glenn?
I think the business doesn't exactly get behind Riddle so much, so I would like to see him retain. But I think in the same vein that you were talking about a split, you could see almost Evolution-esque version of it, where if Retribution interrupt and win for Ali, and then they turn on him immediately after, and then Ali can be thrown straight into a self-destructive feud with the likes of Dijakovic or something. And I think it immediately, because like the US belt is a pretty solid belt anyway, I think it would immediately put a bit more shine on those stars, because I think if Riddle does simply just retain and keep going, like Riddle won't look any weaker or stronger whether he loses or wins the belt, I don't think, against Ali in this case.
Yeah.
But I do think that if Ali took the belt off him and then went into an immediate feud with the likes of Dijakovic or something, I think it would elevate the two of them. And Riddle can, of course, go. We know, we've seen him, so he can fit into pretty much any spot at the minute. Plus, I don't think they've done much with him with the US belt. Like, I like Riddle, and I haven't really seen it as that entertaining of a thing. Now it's still fresh because he did only take it off Lashley a while back, but compared to the IC belt feud at the minute, yeah, I know what direction I'd like to see is Mustafa Ali winning it.
All right, nice. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I think Mustafa Ali is going to go over.
Yeah.
I think that he'll win it, and I think he'll win it clean, and he'll turn around to the rest of Retribution and be like, see, I actually don't need you, because he's been constantly giving out to them and this, that, and the other. And then I think he'll win the title and say, look, I don't need you. I don't know why I ever thought I needed you. And then that's it, and that's when the split kind of happens.
That's a good shout.
They're sick of it as well, so they can just go, yeah, Grant. And then I just can't see Riddle going to Mania and headlining as a
champion, like
a champion. Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. I just don't think he's a big enough draw. I think Mustafa Ali is a bigger draw.
Yeah,
than what he is.
Yeah, I feel there's more eyes on Mustafa Ali. Like obviously the Retribution thing definitely helped, even though they're badly booked. I feel like a lot of people tune in for Ali in the Retribution angle, and I feel it's in the same way Seth Rollins. I feel like Riddle's better chasing the championship, to me anyway. Yeah, I like that kind of, will he win, and eventually he does. It's like Rollins, great at chasing championships, not great as a champion in my eyes anyway. We'll move on to the next match then. We have Drew McIntyre against Sheamus. This got made a no-holds-barred match. We were only saying about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. They had like kind of a no-holds-barred match, and it was a hardcore kind of no-holds-barred. WWE never really do that, so I reckon it'd be just like a pin on the outside. Oh, we've lost Glenn. So I reckon it'd be a pin on the outside. I reckon Drew will win it. That's my guess anyway. I think Drew will win it. I'd love to see Sheamus win, but I think if that's obviously building for Lashley and Drew at Mania, you need more Drew. Do you know what I mean? So I think Drew will pick up the win.
Well, I don't know who's going to go over. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think it might be Drew, just to kind of have him as the bigger kind of get that win still underneath them. But I think Lashley might get involved and just kind of lay out both of them.
Yeah.
But Drew will just pick up the win or whatever. Yeah, and then that'll be your kind of main event maybe or whatever, mainly the triple threat. Because I know we were talking about before, can't see it just being a singles match. I don't think there's a draw. As three, yeah, maybe, but as a single match, I just don't think there is.
No,
it's not big enough. So
yeah,
I think this will just entice or tease the triple threat going into Mania.
Yeah, I feel like it needs a bigger kind of dynamic, this match for WrestleMania. Again, it's nothing against Drew or Lashley. I think they're both deadly, but I feel like obviously Lashley deserves a WrestleMania moment. He deserves to retain whoever he fights, I think. But I would like either some sort of stipulation thrown into the singles match or a multi-man. I think it'll elevate it slightly. We'll move on then. Let me see, what else do we have there? We have Alexa Bliss against Randy Orton. So intergender match, bit of a shocker for WWE, to be honest. I think it's almost a given now about Bray Wyatt coming back as the Fiend. So I think the match will go to a no contest. I don't think he'll have a winner. I don't think you'll have a winner. In my eyes, I don't think you will. And if you do, you have some sort of outside interference. The ref doesn't know about it somehow. See, that's the thing. You can't even have like, the Fiend has returned and nobody knows about it because the ref's going to be in the ring. Do you know what I mean? Unless the ref takes a mad bump and somehow doesn't notice the lights flickering and all this noise behind him. But I reckon it'll be a no contest, and I reckon the Fiend will return. But yeah, that's what we think anyway. What about you?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's the way they've done it. I know we touched on it before. I don't know whether it was on a podcast or it was just kind of us talking on this. I I think something's going to happen, got to do with all that black gunk coming out of Randy Orton, whether he's going to just drop as he's about to go for Alexa, and then all this gunk is going to come out of him, and then all that gunk is just going to, the lights will go out, whatever, and then Bray Wyatt will be standing there where the pool of black gunk is, and he's being reborn through Randy Orton or whatever. So
be pretty cool.
Like that. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just going to end, or maybe then, Alexa will just pin Randy.
Yeah,
after he's laid out or whatever like that. So.
Yeah, because it doesn't really bode well for Randy to even beat Alexa. Do you know what I mean? It literally makes no sense. Like obviously he's way bigger, way stronger than her anyway, so he gains nothing from it really. So I think no winner or Alexa kind of picking up a win would be pretty cool. But that's a cool shout though, the black gunk, and then reborn through Randy Orton. I'd love that. And it's just
they're teasing that gunk for a reason.
Yeah, they are. It's not just there for the whole Fiend gimmick thing. I think it's something bigger than that. So I'd love if they pull the trigger on something mad like that, because it's just as far fetched as WWE will go. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm happy enough to see that. And then the main event, I'm sure it'll be the main event. Roman Reigns defending his championship against Daniel Bryan. Edge is going to be the special guest enforcer. I don't obviously think Daniel Bryan will win, but I would love to see him win, because it'd be a pure shocker. Because then obviously straight away WrestleMania main event's changed. You have Edge against Daniel Bryan, and then you're going to have Roman Reigns gunning for that title back, and to, I suppose, what would you say, reclaim the head of the table kind of thing, because he'll be embarrassed with that loss. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see Daniel Bryan win, but I can't see anybody else but Roman. So Roman's winning that one, I think.
Hang on, I'm only after kind of thinking about it on the spot. I know we've been talking about Mania and everything has been kind of scrapped. A lot of things have been scrapped.
Yeah.
And Vince doesn't want kind of anyone around him, he said, except, just yes men.
Yes man, yeah.
We were saying that there's no big names, there's no household names. I'm feeling like he might just pull Taker back for even just a part on it. We touched on The Rock coming back to face Roman.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm feeling like Edge or Bryan will take it and have the belt, and it'll be Edge versus Bryan at Mania, and then something will happen the next night or whenever on SmackDown with The Rock or something like that. And I think Roman might be into, because like if you want something big, Mania, that's not a title match, The Rock and Roman would be chef's kiss.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That'd be what.
Like with fans, like can you imagine finally 45,000 fans? The Rock coming out. That's absolute fucking money. That's boys. So it would be a fucking, and then you got people wanting to see Edge versus Daniel Bryan as well.
Yeah, true, yeah. It ticks all the boxes really, doesn't it?
Yeah, but look, again, as I said before, we ain't no bookers.
Yeah, true, yeah. What I'll do is Glenn just actually jumped back into the chat there. So what I'll do is I'll let him back in and we'll just hit his last 3 or whatever, 2 or 3 predictions, and then we'll just call it a day. So that's a great shout though. I'd love to see The Rock back.
They need something household name, yeah.
They do. They need something big, and I think
he's the only one that seems to go. Like I don't like Austin can't go.
No,
Taker.
No, good luck, good night.
Yeah. You're not going to have Kane. You're not going to have him.
No, yeah, it makes sense though. It really does tick all the boxes. So let's hope anyway. It'd be class because it'd be pure unexpected as well. I know it's slightly teasing every now and then, but it'd be deadly.
Especially Young Rock after premiering a couple of weeks ago, or
he has
whatever.
Young Rock, and he has his new energy drink out, Zoa. Do you know what I mean? And I'm gonna hit the slogan: "Sip your Zoa and let's go. Let's do it." Get The Rock coming back out in the Zoa gear.
I walked in on something. What have I missed out on?
Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is me and Daryl have had that hitting our predictions then, because obviously we lost you there for a few minutes. So we'll get your last 2 or 3 predictions.
Quickly touch on them if you want.
Exactly, yeah. So what we'll do is the ones you missed out on was Drew and Sheamus. Who do you reckon's going to win that one? It's a hard
one.
Drew. Nice, yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I think Drew.
Yeah, I went with Drew as well. What did you go with, Daryl? Did you go with Drew, or I think you did, didn't you?
Drew, yeah, I did go with Drew, yeah, but I think Lashley will just cause he'll come out and just wreck the two of them. Yeah, especially the way it's not holds barred, it'll be class, and you can get just even a drape and arm then to win it. The other match then that we went through as well was Alexa and Randy Orton. We were both in agreement that either it's going to be a no contest kind of thing, it'll be just called off because the Fiend will interrupt and it'll be done.
or else the Fiend will interrupt and somehow the ref will be completely blind to it, won't hear all the loud noises, the lightning, the laughter, all the shit, and then Alexa will just kind of roll up Randy Orton or be him then, after Sister Abigail or something. What's your take on that?
Either Bray or the Fiend to appear in the referee's shirt to count in the win, or it'll become the whole thematic thing where like he'll replace the ref and then it'll get all weird and he'll just count it as if it's a win, and then Randy will come out furious the next night, reignite the feud, and we'll get a cinematic match at Mania with the Fiend. It'd
be pretty cool, actually. When you said about the referee shirt, that'd be class. Like, imagine Randy Orton hits the RKO on Alexa or something, and then he's pinning her, and the lights go out, and it comes back, and it's Bray in the ref's gear, and he's pure happy-go-lucky Bray in his red thing, red jumper, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna count it, and then Randy Orton's really like, what the fuck's going on here? That would be pretty cool.
And then if we get the way they've been doing the Alexa swap outs with the outfits and stuff, that real weird thing that they've been doing, I'd love to see that with Fiend and Bray. And it's like Fiend swaps in and hits the Sister Abigail side, and then it swaps back to Bray, and Bray's like, off in the corner or slung over a rope or something as the ref, as if he was the one who was knocked down or whatever.
Yeah, that class. Yeah, I'm hoping we see something class with them, in fairness. I think we will, though. I think they're about to kind of, we always say, pull the trigger on something. I reckon they are now on Sunday. And then the main event, then, who'd you have between Roman and Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship?
I'll say Edge will probably screw one of them.
Yeah.
And or both of them. And that's how we'll get the win. And then whoever the corresponding loser is will shoehorn themselves into the Mania match.
Yeah, for the triple threat. Yeah, we all kind of agreed on stuff like that. Except for Daryl came up with an idea that could possibly happen. He was saying about WWE and Vince and stuff, like Vince lately's tearing up scripts left and right, wants to be surrounded by yes men, and it would be the perfect time to bring in the big guns because the likes of Taker isn't going to be here. Obviously, it looks like Lesnar's not going to show up, and then you don't really have any other kind of big legends to bring in except for The Rock, really. So, and they've teased The Rock and Reigns a few times. You always see it on the internet. You always see Paul Heyman jammering on about it. He actually did it the other day. He was saying he was contacting The Rock recently, actually send him texts or something.
Yeah, he said a former world champion is going to be returning very soon.
Yeah, so it could lead into, like maybe The Rock coming back and being like, this whole head of the table mess, that's not what we do in this family, do you know what I mean? And then I'd love nothing more than to see Reigns go through him with Spear, just to start that feud then into WrestleMania.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be class to have Reigns coming out, spearing, say, Daniel Bryan, and then sparing fucking Edge for missing something or for like just not counting or whatever, like whatever it might be, and for Reigns to be like sat giving fucking Bryan the guillotine, wrecking house, like proper looking strong, and that's when The Rock is like, right, enough's enough, you can't be treating fucking these guys like this. And he comes out, they have a stare down, they have a confrontation, Reigns strikes Rock bottoms Reigns, and that's when you have maybe Daniel Bryan get the pin then on Reigns, something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Be pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of things that we can kind of go into it and get ourselves worked up over, and the next thing you know, you have, I don't know, like a Undertaker coming out in a Zimmer frame to absolutely just to kind of shoot it all down. But that was our Fastlane predictions anyway. We'll try cut it off now. I think we did go over a bit of time, so if you're still here to the end of this, you've heard it all. And
don't be tired and don't be saying you're going to give someone €500. I'm after having someone getting onto me. I want me €500.
If I had 500,
sorry about that.
Yeah, I'd dangle that carrot. Don't get me wrong, but we'll call it a day here. That was our Fastlane predictions. We'll be back anyway soon enough, and we will do what will be next. The Fastlane review, I suppose, actually be next. We'll do that on Monday. But so until next time, anyway, before we go, if you like the video or whatever, give us a like, drop a comment, let us know your predictions or picks for Fastlane, what you think is going to happen going forward with Mania as well. And then if you're listening on the podcast kind of platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Acast, stuff like that, give us a like and a follow. And then, hit us up on the socials. Instagram, Discus Laria Collective, Twitter, The Discus Laria. And then until next time, then, we'll see you soon.